There was once a civilization so powerful, so advanced, that it ruled over the entire known world. A civilization that built cities of marble, invented laws still used today, and commanded legions feared by all. This was Rome, but even the greatest empires fall. In this video, we'll explore how a small village on the banks of the Tiber River became the world's most dominant power, and how it all came crashing down. This is the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. Legend says Rome was founded in 753 BC by twin brothers Romulus and Remus, raised by a she-wolf. It's a story of destiny, blood, and power, the perfect myth for a civilization obsessed with glory. But behind the legend was a small settlement of farmers and traders, influenced by neighboring tribes like the Etruscans and Latins. Rome's location was strategic, close to the sea, but far enough inland to be safe from pirates. It was perfectly positioned to grow. At first, Rome was ruled by kings. But in 509 BC, the last king, Tarquinius Superbus, was overthrown. In his place, the Romans built something revolutionary: a republic. The Roman Republic was unlike anything the world had seen. Power was shared between the Senate, elected officials, and citizens. No single man was supposed to control it all. Rome's greatest strength wasn't just its army, it was its discipline. Roman citizens were trained to fight, to obey, to sacrifice for the Republic, and this sense of duty transformed Rome from a small city-state into a rising power. But success brings greed. As Rome expanded, wealth and slaves poured in, and so did corruption. The gap between the rich and poor widened, and out of that chaos, a man named Julius Caesar emerged. Julius Caesar was not just a general, he was a symbol of ambition. He conquered Gaul, expanded Rome's borders to the Atlantic, and became a hero to his soldiers. But the Senate feared him. In 49 BC, Caesar made a fateful decision. He crossed the Rubicon River with his army. To the Romans, it was treason. To Caesar, it was destiny. As he crossed, he said the words, "Alea iacta est." The die is cast. Civil war erupted. Caesar emerged victorious and became dictator for life. But the Republic was dying. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, Caesar was stabbed to death by senators, including his close friend Brutus. His death marked the end of the Republic and the birth of an empire. After Caesar's death, Rome plunged into chaos. Two men rose to power: Mark Antony and Caesar's adopted son, Octavian. Their alliance didn't last. At the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, Octavian defeated Antony and became Rome's unchallenged ruler. He took a new name, Augustus, meaning the Exalted One. Under Augustus, the Roman Empire entered a golden age known as Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For over 200 years, there were no major wars within the empire's borders. Rome expanded from Britain to Egypt, Spain to Persia. Its roads connected the world, its laws defined civilization, and its architecture, the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the aqueducts, still stands today as proof of their genius. What made Rome so powerful wasn't just its legions, it was its system. The Romans built one of the most organized administrations in history. They invented concrete, revolutionized engineering, and developed a legal code that inspired modern justice systems. Roman citizenship became a privilege, something to earn, something to die for. Their motto, Civis Romanus Sum, I am a Roman citizen, carried weight everywhere in the empire. But power always brings weakness, and slowly, Rome began to rot from within. By the 3rd century AD, the empire had grown, too large to manage. Corruption spread economy. Collapsed armies became loyal, not to Rome, but to whoever paid them. Inflation destroyed trade, taxes crushed the poor, and the once great Senate became nothing more than a shadow of its past. Emperors came and went. Some ruled for only weeks before being murdered. Rome was decaying, even as its monuments still stood tall. As Rome weakened, enemies gathered at its borders. The Goths, the Vandals, the Huns. In 285 AD, Emperor Diocletian tried to save the empire by dividing it in two. The Western Roman Empire, ruled from Rome, and the Eastern Empire, ruled from Byzantium, later Constantinople. It worked for a time, but not for long. When the infamous Attila the Hun attacked Europe, Rome could no longer defend itself. In 410 AD, the unthinkable happened. Rome was sacked by the Visigoths. The Eternal City had fallen. Finally, in 476 AD, the last emperor, Romulus Augustus, was overthrown. The Western Roman Empire was dead. The eastern half, the Byzantine Empire, would survive for another 1,000 years. But the glory of ancient Rome was gone. Yet, Rome never truly died. Its language, Latin, became the root of modern tongues. Its laws shaped nations. Its architecture inspired empires. And its idea of power, order, and civilization still defines the modern world. From government to religion, from roads to rights, every part of our society carries the fingerprints of Rome. As the historian Edward Gibbon once wrote, "The decline of Rome was the natural and inevitable effect of immoderate greatness." In other words, they built something so vast, it collapsed under its own weight. Rome rose from nothing and changed everything. It was an empire of stone, blood, and ambition, a reminder that even the greatest civilizations are mortal, because in the end, every empire falls.